Nicolai. I'm very pleased to be invited here to the beautiful town of Florence. Unfortunately, I do not speak Italian, but I do speak English, so I'll have to do it in Norwegian. So I'll try to walk you through our presentation. So I'm together here with my two partners, two of the partners in the company, Lars Christian and Joachim, which is sitting behind on the table here. So Liv is an on-demand platform to connect travelers and guides throughout the whole world. So this is a global investment opportunity. Like I heard Leonardo say in Italian, it's kind of similar to a Uber concept, except that you replace the Uber, the chauffeur, of course, with a guide, and you have the traveler, which is then connecting with the guides in a similar kind of way. So Liv will actually access a global market which is up to $80 billion. Only in Europe the guiding industry is alone worth $40 billion. So it's actually half of the global market is in Europe. And what we would like to do, or what we're going to do, is to disrupt the industry by using the sharing economy principle, of course, to reduce the transactional costs in the market, as well as we will be the most curated platform for on-demand private tour bookings. We want to take away the boring old group tours where you cannot hear what the guide's saying, everybody's following around. We want to take it to a level where actually people can do private guided tours. And we will also control the content which is in the application, so it's not possible to be a guide, register and offer your service if we do not know that it's the highest quality that we would like to have in our application to succeed, which is actually not any of the similar kind of concepts in the world today is doing it exactly like this. That's what we have identified as very important for the guides, as well as for the travelers. It's important for the guides because they will get more work instead of just the average one booking here and one booking there, so we'll kind of use the supply and demand principle. As well as the tourists will not be presented with 100 things of the same thing, which is standard. So that's the reason why we will succeed. One of the reasons why we will succeed. We're also going to use advanced machine learning algorithms, kind of similar to example-wise Netflix, which after you used it for a while and a lot of other users with your demographics, the machine starts to learn what we should propose to the tourist if they open the app, if they don't know what they want to do, but we want to suggest them what to do. And of course you can in addition filter based upon if there's something you know that you would like to do. If you know we want a walking tour, of course you can filter on that as well, but the machine will also kind of propose what we think is the most relevant. We have an investment rationale of actually 300% by the end of year 2019. And a conservative net profit by the end of 2019 is actually $2.2 million. It's made of quite conservative estimates. We've used the lower average price. That's actually what is in the market. And as well, we are basing this on already committed guides that we have in our database, which we are able to onboard into the application. A little bit about the trends, which is very important, why the timing is now for an application like Liv. The market in Europe, like I mentioned, huge. Planning, 69% of global travelers are planning to explore something new. It's within 2016, the numbers are even a couple percentage higher in 2017 and will be higher the next year. So when people want to explore something new, it's to provide the service which is actually giving them the opportunity to explore something new when they are out and traveling. The spending habits of millennials are changing. Millennials are one of our initial focus groups, plus, well, a little over the millennials as well, but 25 to 40 years. And 6 out of 10 millennials are today actually seeking to pay money for experiences rather than buying a new iPhone or a watch or something else. They want to, explore the world and see what the world has to offer instead of only materialistic things, which is a very good thing. The business travelers, I guess everybody who's been on a business trip knows it's not only business when you're on a business trip. Especially it's over 2 to 3 days. People also tend to actually extend their stays a little bit. Maybe they go on business on Thursday and Friday. They'll stay until Sunday. On Saturday, that is called kind of a leisure trip. and we can then facilitate for bookings for the business travelers as well with direct marketing into that specific target group. The videos, streaming videos, accounts for more than 2/3 of the consumer traffic on the internet. I'll explain to you later why that is a trend which is relevant to our platform. The authenticity, it's very important that it's not only a tour of the Eiffel Tower or a walk around the London Bridge, but actually something that is more authentic. And actually also a standard tour can be more authentic when you have a private guide, because you get the interaction with the guide. So you can say, where is the best pizza place in Firenze, or they can, speak and get more personal, which actually gives a tour, which could be a regular guide, a regular group tour, a more authenticity and personal feel. Mobile accessibility, 85% has a smartphone, ever increasing, so it's of course easy to get an app out in the market. And the future generations watch 2 times as many mobile videos, which I'll come back to why is a good thing for the trends for Live just in a second. The solution, very simple, web and mobile platform. For the traveler, we can explore your desires while you're traveling. Our key selling point, of course, to what we can bring to the traveler. To the guides, they're interested in money. We can generate more bookings into their calendar, as well as we do seamless support back to the community, which we take out of our revenue share. So for example, here in Florence, it could be a organization, non-profit, which works on restoration of old buildings or to the homeless. This is something that we'll identify as we go country to country, which organizations we will give support back to as our corporate social responsibility. The product, discover your local guides. Local guides means professional guides, but local to the place they are. And experiences on the destination you're at. You can review, search, and browse on the experiences, or actually on the guides, based on if you know what kind of guide you are looking at, rather than on the specific experiences, etc. You'll see the reviews on the review and rating system, which kind of maintains the high quality, because a guide is very dependent on getting high reviews, or else you will not get any work. That's the fantastic thing about the technology, that actually you're able to see what other things of the service that you have bought. Okay, this I like. I go in and you book it, and then you're done. Our business model, quite simple. We have an 80-20% commissional split. 80% goes directly back to the guide, which is very much higher actually than what they are mainly used to having today, because either they go through hotels, they go through agencies, they go via, which actually takes a huge cut of their provision. With Live, they get 80%, so we'll actually increase their revenue as well. And we will Live will have a revenue of about 30% net profit on the actual transaction, which covers the transactional costs, the CSR, insurance, etc., etc. The numbers from 2019, we have a net profit of 6.9% of that again, which is the actual number after all our operational costs are taken in consideration. Very briefly about the technology implementations. Well-known, solid platforms that we are building our software on top of. The product is finished in 2 weeks. We're then going to do a validation period, and we are then ready for the market in the beginning of 2018, which I'll come back to. But all of these are easy, scalable solutions. They have a very good service and support apparatus, which makes it easy for us to come in contact or get support from them if there is something that's necessary for fixing problems fast or migrating to other technologies on top of this. So solid technology implementations is the key word. A little bit about our competitive advantages. What's the kind of USPs of Live compared to others? Instant booking is the one unique thing that actually doesn't exist today. I'm walking around maybe on Piazza di Repubblica, and I think, I regret I did not book a tour in advance, so I want to be spontaneous. I cannot be that today, but now we have Live, so we can actually download the app, go into the application, and see what guides are available in the area that you are, and you can book them right away and you can meet them within an hour or an hour and a half. So create more jobs for the guide and actually also cater for spontaneous needs of travelers, which is quite cool. We are CSR embedded, recently mentioned that. That's the giving back to the local organizations and non-profit organizations. We're video based, let's come back to the trends. We do 10-second short videos of the tours and experiences that the guides provide in the platform. They have a maximum of 3 in addition to a bespoke customized option they can offer. So we'll give them more feeling and chemistry between the tourist and the guide to actually view what they're booking in advance. No platforms are actually using videos on applications today within the travel industry to show the tours. We have a curated experience selection and a global network and opportunity. We are a team based in Norway, but we are also in South America, where we have our programming department and CTO, and we have an investor in Stockholm, and we have 2 in Norway. So we have up until now approximately received 700,000 euros in funding, and we are searching for approximately the same amount now in a short period of time, in addition to complete all of our plans to reach our goals before we get into an even bigger funding, then again, of course, in a little bit later. Briefly about the go-to-market strategy. Our soft launch will be in London and Oslo. Should have adjusted that number to Q1 2018. That's how it is with technology. It takes a little more time sometimes. And we're expanding them to Stockholm and to Copenhagen. And we're using renowned travel trend bloggers, which has a lot of followers that suits where we are launching. So we have, for example, teamed up with one of the largest bloggers and influencers in Norway with a lot of followers that's within the demographics that travel between Oslo, Stockholm, Copenhagen and London to make them have, use their influence. So we'll film their tours and they'll post it and they'll recommend it. Hence the quote from Mark Zuckerberg, nothing influences people more than a recommendation from a trusted friend. As well as we'll use social and media marketing, Instagram and Facebook. There are extreme amounts of information that they possess. So you're actually able to say that I want to reach this and this and this traveler. When we launch, for example, in London, we can target specifically the people we know that's the biggest probability of going to London. We are the marketing agency that we are using. We already have a collaboration with the British Guild of Tourist Guides, which has up to 1,800 licensed guides, which is the most accredited guides in the whole of the UK as well, ready to be implemented and put into the app. And we also have it with the bloggers, like I mentioned, and we have other agreements as well, which we're ready to push the button once the app and the validation period is finished. Everything is set up and we're flying into the markets. So I think that was the time I had for now. So I hope you all enjoy the presentation, and please come and ask me or Leonardo afterwards if you're of interest to hearing some more.